Welcome to The Art of Conversation, a podcast about communication, confidence, and meaningful conversations, especially for teenagers who don't always feel heard. Here, we talk about real life situations, real growth, and real emotion. You do not have to be loud to have a voice, you just need the right words. Now, let's talk. Now, we're talking. I have just 5 questions to answer that will literally tell you all about the art of conversation. But for sure, if you have more, be sure to comment and ask your questions. Yeah, let's get to it. The first question that we have is why you started this podcast. I started this podcast for teenagers who want to communicate better, confidently speaking up, and having real conversations that actually matter, and for them to know that you do not need to be loud to be confident. You just need the right words. Then we have the second question. What did the art of conversation means to you? Means to me. The art of conversation to me, it means a lot. It literally just means a lot. I feel like a lot of chaos would have been avoided if we were able to communicate, if we had our definition of communication, of conversation. I feel like a lot of chaos would have been avoided really if we truly had conversations, like meaningful and thoughtful conversations. I feel like bond and relationships would have been retained if we had communication, if we had better conversations, yeah. And I know this, I know it, I'm talking from experience. I lost people that I loved because of lack of conversationing. No, it like that, I doubt that. But yeah, because of not being good at having conversation. Our definition of a good conversation, or of communication. Yeah. The third question is why conversation matters for teenagers. Okay, why it matters. Teenagers are creatures filled with emotions, and sometimes these emotions need to be shared with others, right? And for sure, sometimes these emotions are the reason behind our behavior. So having a person or people who you can communicate with can really help. And who knows, maybe this rebellious behavior would have been avoided. I hope that answers the question. And then we have the fourth question is, what a good conversation really is. What a good conversation really is. Okay. A good conversation is a talking where you feel understood, where you feel valued, where you feel actually being listened to. A talking that sends a feeling to your heart that you actually wanted, you're actually being listened to, and you actually being understood, and that the person you are talking to is actually really interested in what you have to say. I think that is my definition of a good conversation, is talking without having to be questioning if am I talking too much, is what I'm saying okay, I wonder how did they receive what I just said, or feeling actually understood, feeling listened to, feeling valued. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so a good conversation feels, it just feels so warm, it sends this kind of feeling to your heart that it feels good because you know that you actually being wanted, you actually interesting, you actually being listened to. It's a good feeling, really. Let's move on to the last question. That was fast. Moving on to the last question. Etty, okay. Why many teenagers struggle with talking? My first best guess would be insecurities. You know, some of us growing up, we were never really made to feel like what we have to say matters. Like we were made to feel like what we have to say does not matter. Just like I said, my podcast is for teenagers who don't always feel heard. So sometimes not feeling heard or actually being listened to can really cause us not to struggle with communicating or with talking or with talking. Although we know that not no like no one's perfect, we still have our own insecurities. I have a stuttering problem, not as much, but I do. And then sometimes, I struggle with talking with people who don't really know me. It's like, it's so embarrassing. I'm stuttering, like, and sometimes it could be just like you insecure to open your mouth for a reason that I don't know, for like a reason that I do not know. But yeah, so yeah. Um, yeah, maybe they have been made for like what they have to say does not matter. But to tell you what, sweetheart, what you have to say really matters, right? But not really about another person's life, but let's say you're just talking about a casual topic. You have a right to like to view your opinion. They have like you have the right to raise your opinion, to say what you want to say about the topic that you're currently talking about. So you matter, you do matter, and I just really hope that you know that. And I know it's hard, but yeah, we've all been there. But yeah, that is just it for this video. I'll see you into the next video. Thank you for listening for this far. Thank you so much. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I post. You just being here means a lot to me. You staying from the beginning to the end means a lot to me. Thank you.